It's not an agitation. We are not trying to impress Cameroon. We are not trying to use our actions to seek compromise or seek the sympathy or mercy of those who've murdered and looted our land for 63 years. This is the end game generation, the never again generation, that has decided to write the obituary of Cameroon in Ambazonia. And so for every policy that we design and try to implement, we've thought about it carefully. We have been able to answer the questions: how will that particular policy take us forward? What will be the impact of that policy on the enemy and on our people? All the policies we put in place have some negative impact on our people, but its overriding impact is on the ability of the enemy to continue to legislate, to execute, and to adjudicate its laws and practices in our land. Look, Ambazonians, Lele Lafrique and Bilai, they live in La République du Cameroun and come and work in Ambazonia. Sometimes they sit in their bunkers or offices in Cameroon and make decisions in Ambazonia that have virtually no impact on them or their families or the population of Cameroon. This generation has made that to happen. When they ever attempt to move into our land, it must be as sacred as possible. Don't forget, before they entered our land, just like Jesus entered Jerusalem, we were on the roadside clapping for them, waving, raising their flags. They had their CA number plate. That no longer happens. This is a small victory for you. That the enemy does not enter your country with the triumphalism that has characterized their existence in our land. That's a small victory. I am doing this explanation for you to know how we design the concept of the block by block. It's like building a house. It's brick by brick. When we were making mud bricks there in Amba, they say you need to make 3,500 bricks. Sometimes you don't know when to start. You begin, you dig your hole, you make your mud, you smash it, you make your first brick, you place it. You know you are in motion. You make the second one, you place it near the first one. Before you open your eye, an entire surface area has been covered, 100 bricks. And you kept going. This is the logic of the block by block. We achieve a victory incrementally, bit by bit. When you take a victory and you do not know what to do with it, you will be confused. If you do not know that it is this little victory that if you put together will give you that freedom and independence, then you will not understand the logic of the strategies we put in place. They can't drive again on our street raising Cameroon flag and standing on cars because we pluck their heads off. You see them driving around again with CA. You think the DO who lives, let's say he leaves Boya, wants to go to Moyoka, he is just going around carelessly? Because they know who is in charge. They know who owns the land. Remember, I think the section in the Bible that talks about when the master comes in. The thieves have been ravaging everywhere, and suddenly the master comes in. These are the victories that will constitute the overall victory for freedom and independence. We tell them no number plate. Oh, people ask, how is no number plate going to give us independence? It is the acquisition of authority. Occupation is about authority. who has power, who controls. That control may not be physical, it can be psychological. Tell me how you feel when you walk down the street and you check a vehicle. It doesn't have CEMAC number plate. Are you a member of the Central African sub-region? No, you're West African. These barbarians force us into their orbit and mess up with our heads. Now you know how you feel when you walk down the street and the enemy is clustered in certain roadblocks with bulletproof, or they are driving on your street with armor car. Before, how did they drive? How did they walk on your street?